Okay, so we have a function notation here, f of g of x, where we're taking the g of x equation, this x plus 3, and we're putting it in place of the x in this equation. So you'll notice usually we see f of x like here, and f of x is represented by x squared minus 1. Well, g of x is taking the place of x. And instead of using g of x, we're using its equivalent. So we're putting that in place of that little guy there. So something squared minus 1 is the same thing as saying x squared minus 1. An unknown that we're going to square and subtract 1. There's another unknown that we're going to square and we're going to take away 1. The unknown in this case here, though, is the g of x equation. So we're just putting in an x plus 3. So if we can do this and we can FOIL this thing here, x plus 3 quantity squared is x plus 3 times x plus 3. And then we're going to subtract 1 from the result of that. We're going to FOIL it. There are shortcuts that can be made, so some of you who've kind of done this and you kind of recognize and you've been shown the shortcut, by all means use it. But the first, outer, inner, last combination is in full mode here. X squared plus 6x. Don't forget that middle term. If you simply square these, you're going to come up with x squared and 9. You take 1 away, you're going to get x squared plus 8, and that is so not the answer, because you're forgetting this middle term. But with the x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 1, there's your plus 8. It's the same x squared and the same 8. You just forgot that 6x in the middle. This is a similar situation, but instead of coming up with an equation answer, you're obviously going to end up with a numeric answer by looking at the equations, or the numbers. This is simply saying then take 2 and plug it first into f, and the result of that, plug it into g. So if we're putting a 2 in there, I've got a 3 times 2 squared minus 4. Order of operations would not say start with 3 and multiply by 2, because that's first. It would say 2 squared is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 4, 8. 8 then is the output when I plug 2 into this equation. Well, according to this says now take g and take the result of that and plug in 8. Well, g of 8 is equal to 2 times 8 minus 6. Well, that's a 16 minus 6, 10. Bada bing.